I figured I haven't done this in a while. It's been crazy hectic over here and I haven't done something like this, so I figured I would just chit chat and fill you guys in on a couple things. So let's just get started. You know, I would say maybe grab a snack, grab a drink. Cheers. That's refreshing. Okay, I'm gonna start with a little sausage. A little cucumber. The flavor of the sauce has intensified. It's really good. I don't even know where to begin. So I feel like you're probably hearing crickets. My head feels like a busy downtown city somewhere. There's so much going on. So let's do this story time. This is a new build situation. So we walk into the new build. I'm gonna try to shorten the version, but I feel like it's interesting and it's important. So we walk in on a Sunday with our realtor and we're like, hey, we drove by the property. We wanted you to come with us because we want to check out the homes. There were like 12 model homes. There's like different sections, right? Like one is like a condo, 2-story and 3-story. 3 of the models were like homes with like a bigger backyard, but when you say bigger backyard, in this case, it's like a patio, like a big patio. And then another 2 smaller 2-story homes, and then another section. So there was like a bunch of options. We stuck to the most affordable, which is still bigger than where we are now. So we saw it, saw the floor plan, saw the model home. I'll let you in on a little secret. If you are shopping for a home in a new build, and you walk into this beautiful home and you see tile and you see, you know, quartz countertop or granite, whatever, more than likely the model home, everything is upgraded. The base price does not include anything in that home. We knew that. Like, we knew that the tile and the kitchen and the island and everything, that was extra. But I'm excited because at this point I'm making this choice. You know, we're so excited on Sunday. We're kind of tired of the rat race as far as like putting in bids for homes and being outbid. It's just a seller's market, so that's just what it is. So we're like, you know what, this would be a good option. So we like this home. Say it's option A. Floor plan looks nice. The patio's got a little wraparound patio. Very cute. So we walked back into the office, and at that time there was people coming in, like viewing the homes and then leaving. They were just like, all right, thank you. We saw the home, we're done. So we walked back inside. And we inquire more seriously about what we need to do. Next day was a holiday. So they were like, yeah, you need to apply online to get pre-qualified. And then we'll go from there. We have like a lot coming up that's in that model home. I was like, awesome. We were like gung-ho about it. Like, yes. So we go home, apply online. Next day was a holiday. Tuesday morning, Alex called first thing in the morning, like, we need to get in there, like, what's going on? And they were like, we got 120 applications over the weekend. Whoa. So we were like, okay. And the lady's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and take your information. Cool. She pre-qualifies us. I guess she plugged in some numbers. We were already pre-qualified with another lender, but they want you to pre-qualify with them. So she was like, yeah, you're good. So we called the sales team and we're like, hey, can we get in there and sign? Basically to reserve our lot. There was only one lot left for the one, like the exhibit A or model A. So they were like, yeah, come on in. So we were super pumped. We went to go get the check, which you have to give like a EMD, the earnest money, which is like earnest money deposit. You're basically saying you're serious and you want that lot to be reserved for you. So we get up there, we sign. The lady was so nice, amazing. She's like, oh, I was like, could we look toward the model home again? Just because the first time it was overwhelming, like with all the emotions of like the feelings of like, whoa, like we're choosing one, you know? She's like, yeah, I'll drive you by the lot. We took pictures. It was so cute. Like we were on a high. She made it just so kind. So she showed us the non-model home. She's like, I'm going to show you the non-model home. And I was like, okay, but we had already signed paperwork. She, you know, all this information. We toured the non-model home and it still had upgrades, which I really wish builds would build like one basic home, because at the end, they could still sell it for someone who either wants to upgrade on their own, like a fixer-upper, but in a new area, or, you know, I would say still give that person an opportunity to upgrade it, whoever buys that model home at the very end. Side note, when you say non-model home, I'm thinking like everything should be basic, because I want to get an idea of what the basic carpet is, basic tile or vinyl or whatever. But no, it had some upgrades, but just no furniture. So it was pretty bland. So we get up there. She tells us like about the recessed lighting. You know, just kind of goes through the whole thing. And, you know, we're like, cool. And then she's like, I'm going to take you to the model home, which is the one that we originally kind of chose based off of. And I was like, okay. She had given us a tour of the place because there's some people already moving in. So she takes us to the model. Alex and I are chill. She's like, take your time. I'm going to go to the office. You do your thing. We're talking, dreaming. Thinking of all the things we need to do. All of a sudden, Alex is zooming in on the map of the area, and he zooms into our lot. That is like the floor plan, the same thing that everybody sees online. And he's like, you know what's weird is it doesn't show the wraparound. And I'm like, that's weird. We walk over to the non-model, and it's got like a little sliver of a patio, not the full wraparound. And I'm like, that's weird. So I'm like, let's go ask her before we leave, because at that point we were done. So we walk inside and we're like, hey, we just noticed, you know, we're telling her, we just noticed on the map, when you zoom in, there's no wraparound. Out of nowhere comes this lady from the back, another sales agent. We'll call her Tammy. Tammy comes in hot. You know what? I was just looking at your plans. Yeah. It looks like you're the only one. She said something like that. I'm paraphrasing. It looks like, yeah, yours doesn't have it. But honestly, when you look at the non-model, that sliver, you can't do anything with it. I'm a little confused at this point. I'm like, yeah, but the model that we chose, you know, the size. She's like, yeah, but you know, whatever. And so then she turns to the lady who was helping us. She's like, did you show them that paper? And she's like, yeah, they signed it. And so I'm thinking, I don't know what she's talking about. So she's looking through it. We're sitting down. This Tammy is standing up. And she's like, yeah, well, you know, whatever. And so she finds the paper. She's like, yeah, that one. Grabs it from the lady, puts it in front of us. And she's like, yeah, there it is. It doesn't have one. And I'm like, basically trying to say like we should have known. When you look at this paper, it's like an architect type of paper. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot. How was I supposed to know? If I'm picking something, I'm expecting to get that, not something else. So what would I know? So she like points it out. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know. I mean, this is like, I don't know what this is. This is just a lot. So then I say, okay. Can we be put on the wait list for the next phase? And then she lays down her tude and she's like, well, we're not gonna call you to tell you the new phase is up if you already bought a home. We're not gonna do that. Like, you either buy the home or you get on the wait list. And I'm like, okay. Well, I just, you know, I feel like some kind of way. I just, you know, obviously it's not what I wanted. And if I'm paying the same as my neighbor who has the same model, like, it's weird. So we went back and forth. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is weird too because, excuse me, if we wait, a lot of things can happen. And I really didn't know this at the time. It could be more expensive. They can not give you as many incentives at the design center. And if you go on the wait list, say 5 people in front of you wanted model A, and there's only 2 of those models available in the next phase, that means you're like, you still have to wait. So I was like, it's fine, we'll deal with it, but that's not cool. And her attitude made it worse. Had she let the lady helping us tell us like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, I know, I just realized, they really should have said that at the beginning, knowing they only had that one lot available, in my opinion. Like, we were serious on Sunday. That's when they really should have said, hey, every lot might be different. It may not be what you're expecting. That would have been the first time. And then once we signed, they should have known their lot enough to say, please be aware that this one doesn't come with a wraparound. That's a pretty big, because in my head, I thought this little wraparound area could be for the kids, the other side for us. It was, you know, a whole thing. So, she had me really upset, where I was, like, at the end, I was hyperventilating. Like, maybe hyperventilating, I was short of breath. So we ended up going to dinner after that because we were hungry and it's, you know, kind of far. And I was like, I just couldn't catch my breath. She made me so upset. She made it worse. And then she tried to be like, well, yeah, no, I totally get it. Great question. Like, I totally get your, you know, being upset. But she didn't know how to handle it at the beginning. Of course, I was upset. So I basically made some phone calls, because to me, making it right would have been to give us more credit, or, I don't know, let us have the next home. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, to me, making it right is giving a credit. At least. So the first guy said no. And he did say, we had such a good sales week that we're thinking of reducing the amount that we give people at the design center, and the price could go up. So basically, if we get on the wait list, we're gambling and we may not get it at the price that we have this one. So I then called the director and I was like, look, it's just not right. He was like, I completely understand. But the manager, the first guy I called, he was like, yeah, Tammy, she's won a customer service awards, give her another chance. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what kind of awards, but could have fooled me. So anyway, basically the director was like, look, I'm going to give you a little something extra for your troubles. Because they found a lot that had the wraparound for like a certain amount more. I think like 1,000 more or something. So that made me feel better, because think about you purchasing the same item as your neighbor and you're paying more for it. Or you're paying the same, but you're getting less for it, And the floor plan had the wraparound. Everything pointed to having a wraparound. So I was very upset. So that was like the first headache. And now I'm bracing for impact. I'm like skittish. Like, what else? Like, what else is going on? So, you live and you learn. Hard. And there's, quite a few stories. And this is just the beginning. If you built a home, was your experience easy or seamless? Let me know. I talked to a lot of friends who did build. Nobody had experienced that. And it looks like it was just a fluke, like out of the whole place, they just didn't build enough space in that lot. So it's a bummer for us. But, I'd love to hear from you. If you had that happen. How they rectify the situation. Because at the end of the day, I do appreciate the director coming through, because really they have people behind us very willing, but I feel like they would have encountered the same situation, because it just seems so wrong for somebody to pick a model in whatever capacity. That's the example that you're seeing as far as floor plan. You pick it and you don't get it. I feel like it would have been the same for the next person if they had not disclosed it at the beginning, which is kind of, that was kind of what I was fighting for, is if they would have told us up front before signing or something, just, keep in mind and please be aware, I would have probably let it slide. I just would have been like, it's fine. Like in my head, I would have been like, it's fine. We're getting a house. No big deal. But the way that lady delivered the information was not cool. Definitely put me like what is going on? I feel like almost like I did something wrong. That wasn't okay. And yeah, I don't know. definitely has given me like a lot of headaches. More to think about. I feel like it's like 8 or 9 p.m. That was a helicopter. I think it's gonna be on for now. If you are still here, thank you. It's been a long couple weeks, but I thank you so much. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.